What's up, gas man?
What's up, dopey mopey?
Having a bad day. Having a bad month.
I know. I am a gas man. I got a new gas meter. The gas company came out after 7 years of saying they were going to give me a new gas meter, and they decided to finally give me one starting at 7:45 in the morning.
Gross.
Banging on the outside of my house with pipes, cutting things with electrical saws. Beautiful way to wake up.
They're still doing some kind of construction over here. I don't know what the fuck they're doing, but they've been banging too. What the fuck was that?
I don't know. That was some weird sound.
That wasn't over here.
I don't get what it was.
We can't get away from annoying noises. That's the theme of the episode. Fucking annoying. You went out last night?
I did. I went to Gus's and watched a guy and a girl go through a breakup.
I feel like that's like a thing that happens every time anybody's at Gus's.
But it was just very awkward. Everybody was, for whatever reason, but like no one was having it. Like no one would like turn and look at them. Like everyone just stayed like focused on their own shit while this entire screaming exchange went off behind us, to a point where this guy, who I do not know, after the girl had left, asked me, "Do you have an extra bed I can sleep in tonight?"
Oh, hell no. No.
I said, "I have many beds that can be slept in, but not by you, and this is your issue that you have to deal with."
Jeez Louise. What a weirdo. I mean, that does suck if he like really did get kicked out unexpectedly and doesn't have anywhere to sleep, but like hotels are a thing.
From what I gathered from the conversation, the reason she left was so that she could get to the house first.
Nice. Power move.
Power move. Because she left, and then he didn't realize that she had left, and then he was like, fuck, now I can't go home.
Dang, they gotta sort that shit out. That's why you don't date people or live with people or...
That's right. I have plenty of guest beds, and no one will ever sleep in them.
I know. I got a blow up bed that's actually yours, and sometimes people come here, but then they leave.
Perfect.
Nobody lives here. Last week when we recorded, well, no, wait, did anything else happen in Gus's, or is that it?
That was the only big thing that really happened. I don't know what happened, but at Gus's, I had a few drinks, and then at some point I bought like a whole bunch of shots for people.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say you left something there. Every time you go there, you leave something there. It's like they have a closet for you.
I almost left my umbrella there last night, and I got 2 blocks away, and I was like, oh, my umbrella's there.
Where I felt it. I'm like, okay, next he's going to tell me he lost his hat, his jacket, his fucking wallet. Something's gone. I knew it.
It's absolutely true.
I knew it. I knew it. Was Patrick there?
No, it was Miss Sue.
Oh, right on.
Who's going to Mackinac Island this weekend?
Cute. This weekend. Why doesn't she?
She's having a single girls' night. She's going to Mackinac Island by herself.
Dang, that's cute. My first time ever there was by myself too. Me and Bean went, and it wasn't as fun as it was my second time there, because there's a learning curve to going to Mackinac Island. And the first time, if you're by yourself, you have no idea what the fuck you're doing.
Right. Well, she had no idea that Mission Point was haunted, so I gave her the lowdown on all of it.
Yeah.
And then I told her I would be going there with Strange Escapes in 3 weeks or something like that. 2.5 weeks.
Yeah. I read this doesn't have anything to do with anything, but I read the other day that they're building, like where the Arch Rock is there, they're building some like multi-million-dollar nature center on Mackinac Island.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Yeah. Well, that sounds fun. I miss Gus.
It was fun. It was more fun. This has nothing to do with Gus's. This is something that I tweeted out today. This was even more fun. So I have a Google alerts set for my name, and like it popped up. And so I clicked on the link, but then it took me to like a journal abstract.
What?
Which I don't have access to, because you have to belong to the college to read the whole fucking thing and blah, 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 blah. But then in the college abstract notes, it mentioned a book by a professor at Dartmouth College called Ghost Channels. And so I found a kind of partial copy on Google Books. And it's this professor of media studies at Dartmouth College last year wrote a book about paranormal reality shows and ghost adventures, ghost asylum, ghost hunters, kindred spirits, and ghost stalkers.
Cute.
And so like a professor has like watched all our episodes and then wrote about it. It's crazy.
Did you order it?
Yes, I did.
That's really exciting.
And I let Amy and Adam know too, because like we're mentioned a lot in the book. It's crazy.
Did it just come out, or did it maybe just hit like a digital copy and then you got pinged for the alert or whatever?
It's one of those books that's like published by a college So like the hardcover edition, I feel it's like a textbook because the first hardcover editions are like $110.
Oh yeah.
But now you can get a soft cover for $30. So I think that's why it pinged, like it just became available as a paperback book.
That's cute.
Yeah.
It's crazy that like people can do like research like that and then they don't like reach out to the person. Like, didn't they like want to try and get a quote or something?
It's very strange. I actually called the author's office at her college today and left a message saying like that I might like to interview her and like get her personal thoughts on it. Like maybe she's a guest for a What's Up Weirdo Live. What did she learn by watching all these paranormal reality shows?
Yeah, that would be cute.
Because she focuses a lot, like some of the stuff that I read online, she focuses a lot on like the male centricness of ghost hunting on paranormal TV.
Mm-hmm.
And she pointed out stuff about ghost stalkers that I never even put together in my head. Like the way that Chad and I were so different and how it conforms to like a son and a father, and the fact that I was always in a tie and the fact that he was always dressed really relaxed, and the one that I was kind of calm demeanored and he was always like coming to me for advice, and how like that plays out. And then both of us willing to like cry on television and show like a soft side to maleness. Like it's just super interesting stuff that I hadn't really ever thought about, because for me it was just fucking ghost hunting.
Yeah. Yeah, you were definitely supposed to be like, the point of it was like you were the mentor and he was like the mentee, right?
Yeah.
Well, I want to read it. I want to look at it.
That's right. I'll let you know when I get it. Shout out to Professor Amy Lawrence.
Cute. So yeah, last week when we got on here, it was like the day after I got that shit cut out of my stomach. And that sounds like I had an alien. That sounds like a chest burster. I did not have a chest burster, but
that's cooler than what happened.
I know. I know. But yeah, so I didn't know how big. Okay, I had an update. If this is your first episode ever of our show, they found like melanoma in my stomach, so they had to cut out a big ass stitch. And I didn't think it was going to be that big, right? So when we were recording this last week, I hadn't looked at it yet. It was still under the bandage. And then after we got off of here, I went and cleaned it and fucking almost fell on the ground. It's like I got the spins so bad I had to get out of my bathtub and kneel on the ground. Like you step out of the shower. I have a clawfoot stupid fucking bathtub. I had to step out and wait, and then I had to lay on my bed, and then I had to go back in there and finish cleaning it. It was a lot. My panic attacks are a lot. But anyway, it's like 3 inches long and it's fucking brutal. And this is just my time to tell everybody to wear sunscreen and don't tan and don't be an idiot, because you'll hear this shit all your life, but it's not a fucking joke, and it'll sneak right the fuck up on you. And I don't even go in the sun that much. But the good news is it's healing up great. And when you look at the line, it's directly between 2 tattoos. They didn't even like touch a tattoo. So that's kind of exciting.
I was hoping like it would have made a tattoo shorter, like you had a long frog boy on your stomach and now he's a short frog boy.
I know, when they cut one of the ones out of my arm, they cut directly into the face of a fucking vulture I have on my arm. And I'm like, you're going to ruin his face. But they did a perfect job. You can't see shit. But I was talking to Rex in DMs yesterday, who I haven't talked to in a long time. And he's like, holy shit, that's crazy, blah, blah, blah. And then his next DM is just a like little short DM that says, do you need any soup? LOL. I'm just like, that is the cutest DM. I'm like, I'm just gonna start asking people in any and all situations if they need a soup, because yes, the fuck, everybody does need a soup when they're not having a good time.
When my friends and I in the late 80s, early 90s, we had our own version of like having everything that you would ever possibly need. We called it, instead of nirvana or like heaven, we called it Gamard, Gmard. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't stand for anything. But it was when we were sitting at Denny's and we all had at least $5. We had coffee, toast, and soup.
Yeah, great. Perfect.
There was like, we couldn't ask for anything more.
Oh. Like toast is a very cozy food, and so is soup, and coffee is essential. Like, yes.
Yeah. And we had $5, which meant we weren't like flat broke.
Yeah, it's good. I know. Soup is good.
Soup is good food.
This is the title of this episode. Soup is good. Another thing we talked about on the podcast is you being wrong about me being at 7 Paracons, and you thought I was at like 4, and I was right.
How many were you at?
7.
I thought we just decided it was 6.
It was 7. My first one was 2016, so that's 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2021, 2022, 2023. 7.
All right, 7.
I know, so you're wrong.
I take the L as usual.
Yeah, take the miniature L.
Take the loss, John Tenney, knower of nothing, dumbest man in the universe.
You're like, nah, but you think I'm the dumbest, and then when I'm right, you like don't think it's real.
I only think that you're the dumbest. to make you fight about your smartness.
I know, I have to fight for it. It's not always real.
Because you start thinking you're a dumby.
I am sometimes a bimbo, but it's not.
But if I challenge you, you stand up for yourself, and then you are proven correct, as in this instance.
Right. People playing up like, okay, I feel like a lot of times when girls are being airheads and bimbos, it's like, it's my, in this moment, I don't feel like fucking thinking about shit as hard as I should, or like accessing the information in my fucking brain. So I'm just going to be stupid for a sec, but I know that I know. I know it's in there. It's like a disguise of us just wanting to get out of a conversation because we just don't feel like combing through our brain and accessing the information.
I feel like a lot of people do that. Like, I think a perfect representation of that was in the Barbie movie.
Yeah.
Like, the whole point of that scene with him, like, playing guitar at her, like, I'm just going to sit here and be dumb and let him do his stupid thing.
Yeah, just do it. Yeah.
Because I don't want to engage or waste any time or brain cells on this stupid thing.
I can't wait to watch Barbie movie again.
I can't wait to send it to my dad on Blu-ray.
Oh my God, he's going to love a Barbie movie, I feel like.
I feel like he's going to love it too.
So good. It's so entertaining. Anyway, I got sent a screener while I was on my road trip and I didn't have a chance to watch it, but I watched it last night, and it's this Norwegian horror movie that just came out called Dark Windows, and it was really good. I was fucking shocked. Sorry. It looked low budge a little, but it was good. It was slow burn as all fuck, right? I told y'all I'm having a bad week. I don't fucking feel good. I don't feel like paying attention to anything or figuring anything out. It was just like rainy last night, and I'm like, oh yeah, I want to be creeped out and just like not think. And it was perfect. It was like slow as fuck, like as fuck. But I loved it. Because you know, when they keep you on the edge of like a certain thing for an entire fucking movie, you're like, Jesus, like whatever this is going to be crazy when it finally happens. So you're just like on edge the whole time. And the acting was so good. The cinematography was so good. There was one, this is not a spoiler, but I have to say it, but there is one kill in the movie that's literally so fucking effective. And it's going to stay with me for a long time. And I legitimately have no idea how they filmed it. Like I could watch it 10 times and not know how they pulled it off. It's fucking crazy. So
tell me what kind of kill it is.
No, I can't.
Yeah, you can.
No, I really can't. It's like it kind of completes the whole fucking story. I literally can't say it. I'll tell you off of here because I know you're not going to watch it, but I'm not going to say it on here. But anyway, it's for fans of, I would say, You're Next, Watcher, and The Strangers. If you like those kind of movies, slow burn.
House creepers.
Yes, definite house creeper energy. But like, I don't know, it was really good. It was really good.
Is it a house creeper movie or is it a person in the walls movie?
Little bit of both and more backstory. Kind of, it starts out with like, and another thing I like in movies too, especially in horror movies, is when there's like people who are feeling guilty for something they fucking did, and then you know something's gonna come back and like fuck them because they did something. It's one of those, and it's really satisfying. But it's rentable on Amazon and iTunes right now. That's really good, and it's only an hour and 20 minutes long, which is like your whole shit.
I feel what you were just talking about, when people have done something wrong and they feel like retribution is gonna come back for it. I feel that about the tiniest fucking things I've ever done in my life. Like, I'm still waiting for stuff to come back and bite me in the ass from 35 years ago.
Nope, I get that.
No one remembers it but me, and I still sit on the couch and I'm like, well, I'm gonna get fucking payback for that.
Same. We've had this discussion many times, but there's a couple of people in my life I was unnecessarily cruel to because I was fucking miserable, and I still feel bad about it. And I'm sure I don't know if I ever talked about this online, but one girl that I was specifically really mean to in high school, she came up on Facebook, and I had the opportunity to DM her and say, I'm sorry, but like, that's not fair, because it doesn't matter to her. It's already done. It's not going to help anything. All it's going to do is help me. It's not going to fucking help her. So I'm like, the best thing I can do is fucking leave her alone, because I don't deserve her fucking forgiveness for what the fuck I did. Yeah.
I think we have discussed this before, but my take on that type of situation is your punishment is that you have to live with it for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
That you don't get a solution to it.
Yeah. And then it would just like bring it up for her. And then if she was even gracious enough to apologize to me, like, that would only be good for me. It literally wouldn't be good for her. Why would it? It doesn't do anything. Like, if you were shitty to somebody, whatever, you should fucking live with it. So yeah, stuff like that does flash in my head.
Yeah, I think we've discussed that because I said one time on a previous episode, like in a situation where like someone cheats on someone else, your punishment is that you can't tell that person you ever did it.
Yep, it doesn't help them at all.
No, it doesn't help at all.
No, it's gonna ruin every relationship they have going forward. You could just sit with it and feel like a piece of shit forever.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the only way.
I've known so many people who are like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to tell so and so I cheated on her." I'm like, no, you don't.
No.
You can break up with her or let her break up with you.
Yeah.
But you don't need to tell her. Why?
No, they will 1,000% take that on themselves for no fucking reason. Yeah, no.
Does that seem mentally sound, or is that part of my mental unwellness?
What of what we're everything that we're saying right now?
Yeah.
No, I think it's fair. Like a lot of people say that shit just to like make themselves feel better. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
You don't know what we're saying. Anyway, I watched a different movie. Our good dear friend Andrea Perron, who is the family who was like the original Conjuring story family who lived at the Conjuring house. She's in a new documentary called Beyond the Grave that dropped on Wednesday, and it's about death and the afterlife. And it was really good. It was neat. It kind of, I don't know, came off like a TV show. It reminded me of like a Bravo show, but it was like, it's hard to explain, but it was cute. I feel like if people like the Tyler Henry show on Netflix, they'll like love it because it's very like, it has an element of woo woo for sure. Like, but it was well done and it makes you think. And there was different people who have like experienced near death experiences, but then also like they contacted Andrea for the movie because she's had like experience with like people on the other side. So there was like different ways of thinking about death and like how you carry on after you die.
Right.
But it was really good. Andrea's part was sick as fuck. Oh, and I wanted to tell you, remember I told you the only thing that happened to us when we were at the Conjuring house, or what that happened to me was like I hit that swinging door and it felt like I smacked into a whole ass person. So I like stopped and I was like, ooh, sorry. And then the people told me there's nobody behind the fucking door. So in the fucking documentary, Andrea's part, she goes into that exact room in front of that exact door and she goes, this was the first time I ever saw a full body fucking apparition and it was a guy and blah, blah, blah. Literally on the same side of the door in the exact same fucking spot where something happened to me. Like, I'm not even kidding.
Cool.
I know it was really validating. I gotta talk to her about that. But yeah, it was weird that you said there was another person in the movie. She's a death doula and she like helps people cross over. And she was very cute. She had like the best energy and she was talking about like some people don't know how the fuck they want to die, or some people are very specific about how they want to die and how they want everything. So she's like, I can prepare that for them. I make sure the lighting's right, the sound's right, the smells are right, the fucking everything. And it was so interesting. And it was weird that before this, when you were talking about the book, that you were like, oh, maybe we could have that lady on a What's Up Weirdo live show. I was thinking that about this death doula lady. Like, I would love to have her on one of our live shows because she was just like so interesting. And like, besides like medical professionals, like how many fucking people have seen like hundreds of people fucking die?
Yeah.
But she was like very positive and had like the best energy. And I thought it was really interesting. It's called Beyond the Grave, you guys. It's rentable on Amazon and iTunes. Where I feel like you had something else to talk about.
I do have something else to talk about.
Yeah, say it.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to you. I always thought that meant that they would give you a free lawyer.
I know now. Okay, I remember how we were talking about it on the phone, but now that you say it like that, appointed to you doesn't necessarily say like given to you or fucking appointed to you for free.
I didn't know I was going to have to pay for my lawyer for court.
Neither of us knew that when they say that, it's not actually free. So fucking spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert, you will be appointed a lawyer and then you have to pay the fees for the lawyer this is what I found out because I started researching it.
Mm-hmm.
If you admit any kind of guilt or are found guilty, you have to pay.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
So wait, if they get you off on the thing, but you didn't say you were guilty, you don't have to?
I admitted to blocking traffic, which was a $175 fine.
Oh.
Which is an admission of guilt, which meant that I had to then pay the lawyer.
Okay, but if you said not guilty and they won, you would owe no money?
I think that's how it works.
That don't make no sense.
What's really crazy is if you think about people, what a scam that system is. Because if you think about people who are like wrongly imprisoned and they have a court-appointed attorney for like 5 or 6 years as they like have been wrongly convicted, like do they still have to pay that back?
Sounds like it. Unless like you only get one for a certain amount of of time, and then it switches over to like you can get your own or you just don't have one.
Ugh, it sounds terrible. Anyway, my attorney fee was like 3 times what my fine was.
That's so dumb. I swear I never would have guessed. Me and you were talking. We both decided that it just the way they say it sounds like it either just comes out of like police budget or like or whatever the fuck or like tax money. No, it's just not included at all in anything.
I thought my whole life that it was a free attorney.
I feel like several people in our lives could have cleared this up for us a long time ago.
I do too.
We know some people with several arrests who could have been like, oh no, I super paid for that.
Also, I feel like we must know lawyers.
I know. When you feel like you're in trouble, your brain goes blank and you can't fucking think of anybody. Like after you said that you had your ticket, you were trying to fight it. Several listeners of ours wrote to the DMs and were like, Tenney could have contacted me. I'm a fucking lawyer. And I'm like, I don't know anything. We don't know what we're doing. We're looking for the quickest way to get the mail to stop coming to our house. That's all. That's all me and you do. It's like, tell me what trouble I'm in and help me get out of it. Because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to be an adult.
I mean, I felt like I was an adult getting a new gas meter and paying for my lawyer fees.
Yeah, now you know what's going to happen. You're going to big ass bill in the mail for your fucking gas meter.
That's probably going to happen too. By the way, here's the fee for installing your new gas meter.
Exactly. Nothing's free here.
Yeah.
Speaking of crime, listen, I turned my phone almost completely off all week because I've been having a mental fucking breakdown and I haven't felt good. So I'm like, I need personal time. So of course, I watched like 8 to 10 fucking hours of true crime, probably more than that, every day that I've been off my phone. So anyway, so we've talked about this before on here too. And like I've said it before, where I'm like, you watch so many of these, there's only so many ways you can screw up. There's only so many things they can throw into a story. There's only so many things you can hear. But I listened to one the other day that said 2 different things that I've never fucking heard in a true crime story before. And
well, wait a second. First of all, let me just say, I think that true crime is damaging everyone's brains.
Like, honestly, it's a very female centric thing, and it's centered around like being safe and being so obsessed with being safe and knowing every goddamn way that anybody could ever come at you. And I feel like it's a thing that like guys will just never understand.
I completely agree with you that it seems to be very female centric. I just think it's breaking a lot of then females' brains.
Yeah, for sure. It's just one of the only things where like there's so many fucking twists in the story usually where I'm like, I can't possibly think about my own life right now because I'm so engrossed in this crazy shit. So
because we've discussed too, like when I say it's breaking female brains or just brains in general, like we've discussed how like I've stopped helping people in parking lots and at grocery stores.
Yeah. Some people either take that really good or really not good.
Yeah. And so like I just take that. I mean, it's just me being nice, but I know that people don't know me, so they don't know I'm being nice. I understand all that, but like I feel like it has broken that part of helpfulness away. Like I'm afraid to help people now, what the reaction might be.
Yeah, but okay, so you not being able to help people in the grocery store or millions upon millions of women knowing how to get out of shitty situations, like one's really more important than the other one.
I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I like to be helpful.
I know. And I'm sure in certain situations you still can be. It's just like it's hard out there. You see, there was that story going on Twitter the last few weeks about that woman who got hit in the face with a brick just because she told a guy that she wouldn't give him her phone number. Like, what the fuck? So it's hard out here. So, but anyway, so this true crime story I was watching is about this guy called the Hollywood Ripper who fucking went around Hollywood and killed people like an asshole.
So many rippers.
I know. I didn't even really know about this one. So the 2 things that they said in this episode that I've never heard about anybody ever was, one, the main victim that they were talking about for the episode was supposed to go on a date with Ashton Kutcher that night. What? I was like, what? Like, wait, I don't hear that in every fucking Dateline episode. So
Ashton Kutcher, who was the well-known co-star of someone who just got 20 years in prison for assaulting women.
30 years in prison.
30 years in prison.
Fuck that guy. Fuck Danny Masterson.
Fuck that guy and Scientology.
Fuck that guy and Scientology. So yeah, so the story, she moved to Hollywood from like out here somewhere. She was like from another state and moved there. So she would have all these little parties to like try and get to know people in Hollywood, and ended up falling in with like randomly like lower famous or coming up people. So anyway, so she was supposed to go on this date with Ashton Kutcher that night. It was supposed to be an Emmy post party or something. So he was supposed to pick her up, was like really late. And I guess he looked in her fucking window and saw blood on the fucking carpet, but he's like, oh, she has a lot of parties. That must be wine. And he fucking left. And
What?
and never called the cops. And like she could have still been alive. Like they didn't find her till the next morning. He had gotten there around 2 hours after she had been attacked. I mean, maybe she was fucking dead. Nobody knows. But it's like, I don't know. What if she was clinging to life and he didn't? Why wouldn't you call the cops? Like, so anyway, he ended up testifying at the Ripper trial. So that was all really wild. But this is the I'm leading up to the other fucking thing that's absolutely insane. When they started getting on to the guy that they thought it was, who every time he killed somebody, he lived like in the same apartment building as them or across the alleyway from them. It was all literally eyesight direct, like he could see them in their fucking window every day. So anyway, so they ended up getting access to one of his apartments when he wasn't there. And he had like, I don't even understand how this is real. He had boxes. Do you remember the fucking horror movie Dr. Giggles from 1992?
Yes, I kind of do.
Listen, this guy had 150 Dr. Giggles action figures in his fucking apartment. Why?
What?
Why?
What?
Why? That might be the weirdest thing I've ever fucking heard in a true crime story ever in my life. And I didn't even know those existed. And I don't even know if they do exist. Like the ones that they were showing on the screen, I can't find online. Like I don't even know where these came from. But I was like, what do you? And then they weren't putting it together because in one of the last murder that he committed,
There's no way.
I swear.
As a person who collects toys,
I swear.
there's no way that they made a Dr. Giggles action figure.
No, they did. They showed it. So anyway, but the crazy part was the last murder that ended up getting him caught was he had on those like surgical booties over his fucking shoes, and he left one at one of the scenes. And then when they broke into this fucking apartment with all the Dr. Giggles toys, they looked in the drop ceiling, and the other fucking surgical booty was in the ceiling. And nobody on the dock, nobody out loud was like, "Hey, maybe he was fucking obsessed with this horror movie about a fucking crazy doc." Nobody said it. I'm like, y'all, it's right. The story's right there. It was insane. It was insane. It just kept going. I'm like, I'm like Ashton Kutcher, and I'm like Dr. Giggles. I'm like, what is happening right now? What is happening?
There's no way there's a Dr. Giggles toy.
Oh, I swear, I don't know who made it, but they showed it. I don't know if the ones on the screen were recreations, but I tried to look online. There is like one or two that I saw. I don't fucking know, but anyway, if anybody's interested in watching these crazy stories I've been watching, it's on HBO Max, and it's People Magazine Investigates, and they're all like short, like 1 hour episodes of like really crazy cases, and they're like pretty non-talked about cases. And no, there's been a few other ones that have been really crazy. There's a lady on there who got away with a fucking axe murder. A lady.
I'm still stuck on trying to figure out Dr. Giggles action figures.
I swear.
That guy was buying custom action figures.
I know. And 100, why you need 150? Why are you like a transient murderer apartment dweller, and the only thing you move around with you is your 150 fucking Dr. Giggles action figures? I have no idea what's happening. I really don't.
If anybody ever comes in my house, is it a problem that I have so many action figures in my house?
Yeah, but they're different. If they were all the same one, it would be a very weird vibe.
That would be a very weird vibe.
God, fucking psycho. People are so fucking psycho.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like if you were to go into my parents' house, my mom collected owls, whatever that means, magically or ufologically, like whatever.
I have a lot of owls too.
But if all the owls in my mom and dad's house had been the same owl,
yeah, that would be really off-putting.
That'd be really weird.
She's just like, I don't know. I like that one. I'm gonna get
I only like that one. That's a problem.
Oh, that's funny. We're gonna invent some new TikTok trend of people just decorating with all the same one item.
But you know what? Like when my Uncle Bob passed away and we went to his house, he was wealthy, and so he had a lot of stuff. But like when the one time I was like, oh, maybe something wasn't like, and this was just a fleeting thought, but I was like, maybe something isn't right in his brain. Like we opened up his kitchen cupboards, and there were just like 4 or 5 dozen, like in all of the cabinets, there are like 4 or 5 dozen like small cans of Campbell's chicken noodle soup.
Yeah, he definitely had like autism or ADHD, and he has that thing that I have where it's very cozy for you to eat and do the same thing every single day.
But it was just so weird to open up different cabinets, and it was just more Campbell's soup.
Yeah. And we've talked about this before too. That's going to be us. We're sick of fucking everything we've ever eaten in our life. We're just going to settle on one thing in 20 years and eat it every day.
I'm so tired of food.
Just to stay alive. Yep.
I'm so tired of food.
No, so am I. I haven't been feeling good, and I'm like, cool, I guess I have to eat shit around my house that I'm not even interested in.
I made mashed potatoes tonight for dinner.
I've been having mashed potatoes all week.
And once I had made them, I took a couple bites and realized I don't want to eat these.
Oh my God, you know who would have ate them all? You know who's been eating half of mine? The Toad Man. Huge fan of just not garlic mash, just regular old mashed potatoes. Huge fan of the mashed potatoes.
Interesting.
Yeah, you just send those over. They'll eat the whole fucking thing. I only have one last thing to tell you.
Well, wait, this goes back to like helping people and like adjusting my behavior, because I know that like times have changed and I can't just do any old thing that I want to anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I will not stop when I'm on my bike or when I'm riding around on my bike. I am not going to stop congratulating dogs on what they are doing.
Oh yeah, you have to.
Three times today on my bike. There was one where I saw a dog pooping in a backyard, and I congratulated him and told him, "Dude, good job, buddy." At the top of my lungs, flying by. There was a couple walking their dog, and as I flew by them, they smiled at me, and I said, "You're a good friend, buddy," to the dog, not to the people.
Yeah, not to the people. No.
Not to the people. And then there was a dog barking something in a backyard, and as I passed him on my bike, I said, "You're gonna get it, buddy. Keep trying."
That's the only interaction I want when I'm ever walking my dog. Don't rev your car at me. Don't yell at me. Don't talk to me if you walk past me. But if you say, "Oh, I love your dog," or "Oh, hi to the dog," great. That's all you got to do. That's great. I think you're a great person after that. That's it. That's the move.
What was your last thing?
Oh, this is really niche Michigan news. Really niche. In Ypsilanti, where I used to work at the tattoo shop before I had my own studio. Everyone who's ever been to Ypsilanti knows there's a giant tower that looks like a penis. Yeah, there's a giant penis tower. It's a brick dick, giant dick in the middle of the city.
Does anybody call it the brick dick?
They should.
That's the new name, I think.
Brick dick, I know. So it was built in 1889 by day laborers. It's a water tower, but it looks like a penis. Anyway, I read the other day that they did one fucking day of public tours where you could go up in the fucking dick. And first of all, I was fucking jealous. I'm like, I wish I would have known about this. I would go in it just to go. And then the funniest part is you get to the end of the fucking article and it says, "This is the first time that anyone's been allowed in the water tower / giant dick since 9/11.
What?
I don't know why. Maybe they used to do regular tours all the time, but then they stopped them then and just never brought them back. I don't know. Maybe there was like like tall buildings thing, and they were like, nope, nobody can go in the dick anymore.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. So this was a big deal of them letting people in just for a few hours to tour the dick tower.
Wow.
Oh no. So if they ever open it again, we should go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all I got. Oh,
good niche information about the brick dick.
I had to listen. We got a
by the way, 9/11, never forget.
9/11, never forget. We got a iTunes review the other day, and all it says is, "Hey John, more Michigan stories." So there's a Michigan story for you.
There's a Michigan story for you.
And I want to say one tiny shout out to Ashley and her son Jude, who are big fans of the podcast.
Woo!
What's up, Jude? Also, one more tiny thing that I keep forgetting to bring up to you. Did you know, I haven't watched it yet, but I feel like I have a responsibility to watch it. Did you know that there's a show on Fox called Stars on Mars, hosted by Shatner, and stars have to act like they're on Mars and complete challenges and be like they're on Mars?
I saw like a preview clip of it and was never going to watch it.
I feel like I have to. I like the premise. It sounds terrible, but I kind of want to see what they do and how they do it. And like, how immersive is it? Like, are they always like, when they're not in the challenges, are they supposed to act like they're in space? Like, what's the situation?
I have no idea, but you made me just think of something, which was, I don't know why I thought of this, but I was thinking, this is how my brain worked. You said that, I thought terrible television show, and then my brain went to other terrible television shows, and then I realized that my sister told me this week that after listening to our last episode, or one of our last episodes, she used what we talked about for jokey clout as she informed her family and the rest of her like teachers and stuff about the Golden Bachelor.
Oh, she didn't know about the Golden Bachelor?
She did not, and she was reading everybody the quotes from the ladies, and my sister said everyone was in hysterics. Like, Brenda can't get enough Judge Judy.
This lady loves Christmas.
So my sister thanked us for giving her something she could steal and use to pump up her laugh clout.
I love it. I was talking to my dad about it too. My dad's going to watch along with me, I think. So stoked about Bachelor in Paradise.
Of course you are.
I know. And they dropped 3 new episodes of Love is Blind update edition for the last season, and I watched them and they were like, really a waste of my time as a human on this planet. I don't know why I did it, but I'm really excited for the new season to start in a few weeks. But like the update episodes, they were just like fluff to get people to watch, and it was like barely an update. But I will say 3 of the couples from last season are still together, so I feel like that's like a triumph.
You know, I've told you many times that like my YouTube algorithm feeds me just the weirdest shit. I had heard about this phenomenon before, but didn't realize how extensive it was until YouTube started feeding it to me. YouTube channels that are just guys in their mid to late 20s, early 30s, watching other guys debate with each other.
And it's like their reaction videos to other people arguing?
Yes.
I don't like that.
Like, I knew that debate bros were a thing, where it's just like guys debating issues.
I feel like that's literally Twitter.
There's a whole subgenre of like other bros who watch videos of other people debating and then comment on the debates. And it is annoying, terrible, and I do not understand how some of these videos have hundreds and hundreds of thousands of views.
Is it like with the understanding that the person watching or that the audience watching is then supposed to form an opinion, or it's just like not even that?
I don't know. It's as a viewer of the video, you're literally watching someone else comment on 2 other people who are debating something.
But like, are they fans of the watcher guy and then they like want to have the same opinion of the fight as him?
I don't think so. I couldn't watch very much of it because it was real fucking regressive and boring.
My brain's gonna break. I can't do it. And I'm sure that person's a millionaire, so.
There's a lot of them, and like I said, they have hundreds of thousands of views, millions of followers, and I don't think any of them have ever touched a boob before.
Probably not, no. I'm sure now. Watching videos of other dudes argue is not going to get you very far in that department, so.
Yeah. Touch a boob or a penis, whatever they're
whatever
what they're up to. Yeah, they're not up to anything.
No, not if you're sitting in your room watching other people do shit. There's a lot of that actually, and it's crazy. We see it a lot on Twitter and people we know. I don't know. There's a lot of people I feel like who are like mega super fans of certain people, post about them every day, make art about them, think about them every fucking day, and then they're like, I don't have any of my own shit going on. Well, it's like, why don't you think about why you don't
have any time? Have any time to do anything of your own?
Yeah, like you need to like have some interest in yourself and your own success and your own things that make you happy. And like you can't, I don't know, it's crazy. Like you can't be that obsessed with people you see online and on TV and on movies. Like you got to do your own shit. You got to carve out that time for yourself because it goes by real fast, and before you know it, you won't have done anything.
True. Last thing about reaction videos, because there's a lot of those on YouTube too. I do not believe them. I do not believe that a man in his 40s is going to listen to Led Zeppelin for the first time.
No, that genre of YouTube was the worst. No,
it's the worst.
I saw a tweet of somebody the other day watching, what did they watch for the first time? Good Will Hunting. I'm like, come on, it's one of the best movies ever made. You haven't had time?
I don't know if it's one of the best movies ever made.
It literally is.
I don't know about that.
I'm not surprised by your stance.
I don't think I've ever seen it all at once. I think I've only seen like pieces of it. I've seen the whole thing, but I've seen it in chunks of like 15 minutes.
You need to sit down and watch the whole thing. It's a fucking magical.
Ugh, gross.
It's perfect.
I'm gonna watch Jaws again.
Do that, but also watch Good Will Hunting.
I'm all done.
I'm done too. I'm tired and I don't feel good.
Okay, well, go and feel better. And answer more of your messages, just so Robin won't text me so often.
Did you really just tell someone else to answer their messages? Is that what's happening on this podcast now?
That's the turn. That everything has taken a turn this week.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go. You have to record with Adam next week. You go ahead and set that up and do it all because I'm not fucking doing anything.
Doesn't have to be with Adam.
No, it doesn't. You can do it with anybody you want.
Yeah, I'll figure somebody out.
Yeah, do whatever you want. Maybe him and somebody else, because
you never know. Might be multiple phone calls for next episode.
That sounds great. I look forward to listening to it while I can't move.
Forced to listen to it's like torture.
I know.
All right, go feel better. Stop talking.
I know. I don't want to talk anymore. I'm leaving.
Okay.
All right. Good job, dummy.
Good job, Dumby. And I will throw a congratulations party for you for being right about how many times you've been to Michigan Paracon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, goodbye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.